Welcome to another glorious and gorgeous Friday.
Yes, we finally have the sun peeping out, and I think for like a solid 5 days.
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but the sun changes my mood. I want to be out of bed. I want to be outdoors. I'm
Yes.
smiling.
Actually, I love the sun. I love the sun for that. It's great when it comes out. Somebody should order more sun for us, I think. It'd be
Yeah,
nice.
like just put it in your Amazon cart.
Yeah, that's what we
Check out.
do. They just
Yeah.
bring the sun. All right, so today we are talking about
Pitching. Pitching 101. What are the top 3 things that you need to have in your pitch to be able to land what it is that you're looking for, whether it's a partner, whether you're looking for someone to sell your business to, whatever it is, how can you communicate your enterprise to someone else?
Absolutely. How can you make the perfect pitch? Shout out to the movie Pitch Perfect. That was a great movie.
Great
Movie. All right, if you disagree, I don't know. We'll have to talk about that.
You can't be part of the team.
Yeah, sorry about that. You won't be
very
accepted.
simple.
When it comes to pitching, the cool thing is, so last night we had our Sharks at the Beach session, and at the beginning of the session, we got to watch Damon John do a breakdown of the Shark Tank, the very famous Shark Tank show, where entrepreneurs will come to pitch their business in front of investors that are very successful and positioned to invest in their business. One of the things that Damon had mentioned when he was doing this breakdown, he talked about the entrepreneur's presence. So we got to break that down and saw like his energy was infectious.
Mm-hmm.
Like his personality won all of the judges, but then they had to go past the personality and go into what's the business model that he's talking about, what's the product that he's talking about. So we're going to discuss multiple things in this video today to help you as an entrepreneur and a business owner be able to craft your message and your pitch so that you can ultimately gain influence, because that's what you want. That's why you pitch your idea. And the more clear that you can be, the more concise that you can be, as you're going to learn today, you'll find that you're going to get the results that you want to get in your business.
That's right.
Yeah. What was one of the things that impressed you the most with the pitch thing from yesterday, or maybe even some of the other pitches that we've seen just doing Sharks at the Beach?
I would say, so ever since, Shark Tank came out, I loved it. I loved watching it. I think it came out a long time ago, I feel like. But it was always one of my favorite shows to watch, because my biggest thing was I just felt like people went in there with so much hope and just these brilliant ideas, and being able to share them with these very successful entrepreneurs and investors. It was just like, wow, they find like all their work is really paying off now. And part of me wishes it was like, it makes me think of like American Idol, but like American Idol way in the back days, where they actually used to have like bad performers. If there was like a spin on the pitches of like them having like bad people pitching, like bad pitches, like that actually would be a little bit more entertaining. It's still a great show, but it would be kind of funny if they had like a spin off of like, people going up there not having effective pitches.
Yeah, well, I think they do have some that aren't good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like everything that I've watched has been really good.
Well, yeah, those definitely get the most like clicks on YouTube. So I think it's the algorithm pushing the good ones. But if you like dig, there's some bloopers in there, and there's some people that crash and burn, and it's like it's kind of entertaining.
Yeah, but I would say maybe my favorite part of some of the pitches is the numbers. Like, I don't know, I just love when people can go in there and articulate all of their numbers. Like, they know their sales from the top of their head. They know how much they've put in marketing. They know how much it costs to make one of their, the pitch last night was a spoon, or like when what was it, Scrub Daddy went on there, what it cost to make one sponge. Things like that. And then I really also would love the feedback that the Sharks would give and be like, well, it costs you $1 to make it. We can get that down to 20 cents. It's like, How can you get that down to 20 cents? Tell me. Like,
Yeah.
I know that if I end up on that show, I'm going with blah, blah, blah because I've seen what they can do for other people.
Oh, 100%. That is next level too. Being able to break things down to like
Yes.
the penny
Yes.
of production, and then like calculate projected income from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so that brings us into one of our first points, actually, which is clarity. When you can bring clarity to your pitch and use the numbers, that really it shows up. Clarity is power, and clarity also creates confidence. And when you can confidently say, these are my numbers, all right, so this is the cost to produce my product. This is the projected sales of my product. This is, and now that you know your projected sales, you can figure out your projected costs, and then now you're creating a whole map of like, all right, here's the revenue that we should see. Here's my triple net income. So which is like the money that you'll actually be working with versus like the imaginary money, because you make the money, then you got to take away your overhead, and then you've got the actual money, right? When you can communicate those things effectively and concisely, boom, like that's a lot of confidence. If someone's thinking about going to your store, using your service, I mean, when you can like own the numbers, super powerful.
Yeah, and I was going to say, the other thing is also understand like how much money have you spent in marketing. I've like the pitch that we watched last night. This guy hadn't spent any money on marketing. He made his own website. He made all of his own packaging, blah, blah, blah. So, but he knew that that's something he could grow in because he's like, well, I've been able to sell this much without marketing my product.
That's huge. That's huge.
But if I get an investor who's really good at marketing and they could invest in that area, oh my God, the potential for it. So again, it's the clarity. In what areas, what are you including in your pitch that is saying, I'm strong in these things, but here's my clear ask. Here's exactly what I need you to invest in. This is the type of partner I'm looking for. Or this is the type of help that I'm looking for in my pitch.
Come on.
And so then it's very clear who can help you and who can't. In that way, like certain sharks would be like, yeah, honestly, that's not my strong suit, but that's this person's strong suit.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be better equipped to help you.
Yeah.
So what is your ask? Are you clearly asking that in your pitch and understanding your numbers to make the correct ask? Because again, they're not going to want to invest in someone and work with someone who hasn't spent the time to know their numbers, to know their business.
Come on.
So, and that's our next point, to be strong and courageous. There's a scripture that Jalil brought up for today. Do you want to share it?
So today's scripture is Joshua 1:9, which says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not tremble or be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you shall go." And that scripture, I mean, it resonates and it applies in multiple different ways. As it applies to pitching, being strong and courageous is so important. You have to know that you know, one, who your creator is, who you are, and that your product is really about its business. Your product is really going to solve someone's problem. And if you don't believe that, it will come out in your pitch. Whether you're pitching on stage at like our event, we have our annual Sharks at the Beach pitch competition where these entrepreneurs, we rock with them for 12 weeks. We help them go from ideation to execution, organize their business idea, so turn it from an idea to an actual business, and then they compete against each other in a 3-minute competition where they'll pitch their business plan against their peers, and we give away money, all right? So because we want to ultimately we want to reward people for creating their business and being able to communicate it with clarity. So when it's like being strong and courageous, have there been pitches that you have seen, because that's what we do, we work with entrepreneurs, every day of the week, including the weekends, because business doesn't stop on the weekends. So we're always texting or talking on panels and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So with some of the entrepreneurs that you've seen that weren't clear or weren't strong and courageous, what was kind of the feeling that it gave you, or what were some of the thoughts as you're judging some of these entrepreneurs?
you know, man, I'm trying to think. I'll talk about maybe what we've seen in the past with the entrepreneurs that we've been working with, just in our Sharks at the Beach program. But there have been times when people hold their business so close to their heart that they're not willing to allow, or it might, most of the time they come around. But if you don't, it makes sense to hold something close to your heart because you've poured all your time and your energy and love into it.
Yeah.
But if you do that, it can't grow. So I feel like people who go in the room and don't understand who's in the room and aren't ready to look at this as a business to grow it and are not willing to continue to be coachable, they have a hard time taking that feedback. If you go into a room, you know, and this is not always the case, right? Because for our pitch competition, you win the money.
Yeah.
We're not asking for equity in your business.
Right.
You're winning money, right?
But seed capital.
Yeah, but how do you respond to what the pitch judges have to say to you? Are you someone that's like,
that's good.
Hey, yeah, that was really insightful. I'm gonna take that back and do research on it. Or if you're so just guarded, you don't even listen to what these people gotta say. What message are you sending off to people? You know, to other people who may be watching and who may have during your pitch been like, wow, that's a great idea. I want to reach out to this person and go into business with them and help them grow their business. But maybe they see that you're not coachable. They're like, yeah, that's not worth my time, my energy. I don't want to work with that person. They're going to be good on their own. So I think that's a key component into what, you know, we often talk about not just work on your business, but work in your business. And working in your business also means working on yourself. Joel and I were just having a deep conversation before this live about investing in your mental.
Come on.
You know, how are you growing? Are you reading books? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you watching YouTube videos? Or are you running on the couch and watching TV? I mean, who knows? What are you doing?
Bingo, come
How
on.
are you investing in your mind? How are you building yourself up to be the entrepreneur that God has planned for you to be?
Come on. And that is really what it's about. As you were talking, what came to my mind was, if you're working on something, you're working on a craft for yourself, it's a hobby. If you're working on a craft for someone else, then it's a business. And you start with the hobby. You start with the idea, oh, this would be great if I could do this. And it's like your idea, and I kind of imagine someone they've got a garage and they're doing some woodworking and they want to build a really cool cradle. And so they're building this cradle and they're cutting the wood and they're sanding it down and like, oh, you know, and they want to do these extra intricate etches and the edges, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh yeah, I love this cradle. This cradle is going to be so nice. I love it. And then like, oh, well, what if I do this as a business? Maybe I can sell this cradle. And so, you know, they make another cradle just like the one that they loved for themselves, and they say, hey, this is going to be for sale for $500, but then no one wants to buy it. And they're like, wow, but I put so much time into this cradle, so much energy and effort learning how to make these intricate designs, but no one wants to buy it. So then the question is now, to Michelle's point, are you willing to receive feedback from the market, feedback from mentors or coaches, so that you can make this cradle into something that multiple people actually want to buy? Now it's not a hobby. It's not just about you. If you want to make a profit, it's not about you. So now you talk to your friends and say, hey, what do you think of this cradle? And they're like, hey, you know, the cradle's really cool, but if you would just, you know, make the edges a little taller, then now my baby toddler won't be able to just jump out of it.
Yeah, what is that book the marketing book?
Building Your Story Brand?
Yes. So that book, I think one of the biggest things I took away from reading that book was that you, as the business owner, you are not the superhero. The superhero is the person buying your product.
Come on.
So when they buy your product, how are they being the superhero? In that case, it's like, okay, having all these cool embroiders, like, how am I being a superhero with the embroider? But like you were saying, with like being able to raise like the side of the cradle or whatever it is, now I'm protecting my child.
Bingo.
My child is being protected.
Yes.
I have peace of mind.
Come on.
You know, anyone who comes and watches my child, they have peace of mind. My child has peace of mind, like they're safe.
Yes.
They are the superhero.
Yes.
So how are you building your business around your customer being the superhero?
Come on.
And how are you communicating that in your pitch?
Bingo.
You're not the superhero.
Yes.
Okay? And this comes to our last point. Tell a story and be concise. Do not bore people. People's attention span is like, it's like that, okay?
Shorter and shorter, thanks to TikTok.
How are they going to turn around and how are you going to have them buy into your product, buy into your idea, buy into the story?
Yeah, that's good.
Andre told us this, which unfortunately he's sick, so he's not here with us today. But he said, man, my brain, where'd it go? He was talking about, Jalil, help me. Where's my brain?
All right, we're pulling it in. We're pulling the idea. Hold.
What was I just talking about? Where did my brain go? Okay, wait. Telling the story and being concise and not boring your audience. Gosh, what did Andre say? Anywho, it will come back to me. The point is that everyone's attention span is only so much. So how are you going to capture, he was talking about emotion, how you can capture people way further when you emotionally attach to them. So I think like Chris Mathis, shout out to our lovely coach for Sharks at the Beach.
Yes, awesome.
He had talked about like the Bounty commercials. Like, who is a superhero there?
So good. This is so good.
Who is a superhero in that commercial? It's the mom
Yeah.
that comes in with the, like, you always see that big hand, the close in on the big spill, and here comes the mom saving the day with the paper towel.
100%.
The mom is a superhero. The person who buys that paper towel is a superhero.
Yes.
Not you, the company that sells us the paper towel. It's the person that provides the towel
That's
at
real.
home.
That's real. And a lot of this process is, there's so much of business, especially as we teach on it and talk about it on a weekly basis. So join us here again, same time every Friday, and we'll be talking about business and different aspects of it. So much of this process is coming outside of yourself.
Yeah.
To just simply ask the question, how can I help someone else?
Yes.
How can I serve someone else? Jesus gave us the business plan. He said, the greatest among you is not the president, is not the principal of your school, is not your boss, it's the servant. The greatest among you shall be your servant. And so when you think about your business and how it can serve people, and you can start to connect with their problems and communicate how they will be the superhero and how you'll be able to solve their problem, or your product will be able to solve their problem so that they can go on with the rest of their lives having an easier life because of your service or your product, whatever that is. The more succinctly, the more powerfully you can communicate that, the more business you will do. Ultimately, like, you can really boil it down to just that. To Michelle's point with the Bounty commercial, you see this mom in tears crying because her baby just spilled this whatever, like, so let's call it milk, all over the counter, and then in one swipe, get that paper towel, boom, problem solved. The mom is the superhero because with one swipe of that paper towel, the problem is gone. They can go about their day. So be thinking about that as you're preparing your pitch. If you're preparing to, raise capital by doing pitch competitions like the one that we offer, or if you're simply in business and you're trying to find a way to communicate your value to other people quicker and more effectively, start to engage with just, I would say, an application or a tactic. Get a journal, piece of paper and a pen, super simple, and think about, write the question, what are the problems that my customer has this week? Another tactic that we have is joining groups, Facebook group, LinkedIn group, around the industry that you're in. If it's childcare, if it's restaurants, if it's real estate, if it's whatever your industry is, find a group on Facebook or on LinkedIn, go into that group and then start to read, because people love to complain. Start to read people's comments about what is wrong.
Yeah, learn from your customer.
Learn directly from the customer.
Yeah, get out of your own way. Learn from your customer. Like
Bingo.
you're literally providing a service for somebody else. Learn from them.
Yes.
What are their pain points? Solve their problems effectively. And like this past weekend, Jalil and I got the privilege to go to the Women in Business Expo Group luncheon,
Hey,
just
good job.
right over at the Rainier Beach Community Center. It was an incredible event.
It was
If you
awesome.
haven't heard of this organization, check them out.
Yeah,
Become
shout
a
out to
part of their what's it called, like their email list or whatever it is. Stay in tune, because they have some awesome things that they're working on.
Yeah.
I think we're specifically right now they've been working on encouraging youth
Yes.
and uplifting youth in entrepreneurship. So
Yeah. And they're going to start
amazing
meetings.
organization.
So I spoke with Carmel Bias. She's the president of the group. And she mentioned that starting in April, they're going to restart doing their monthly meetings.
Hey,
So
there you go, another touch point.
another touch point. So shout out to them. Thank you. If you're from the Women in Business Expo Group and you're watching this, thank you for inviting us to speak on your panel.
Yes,
We
it was
appreciate you.
incredible.
Incredible people, and they did a fantastic job.
And my point to bring that up was that, I mean, Jilla and I felt like, I mean, I won't speak for you, but for me, I felt like a celebrity after we were on that panel, because everybody was walking up to us, asking us all these questions, wanting to take photos with us.
Well, you killed it. That's what I
Like
said.
kind of interviewing us on how they can grow their businesses. And I
Mhm,
remember one of the most impactful, I think, pieces that I shared with a young lady who wants to create a makeup line. I told her, I was like, get really good at one thing, you know. And I thought about makeup. There is this one makeup line who all they became good at was lipstick. Everybody knew them for lipstick. Because everybody knew them and was crazed over their lipstick, but they were really good at that one thing, they were able to grow their company. And when they introduced the other products to their business, now everybody knows them for being really good at this one thing. So they trust them in being good at these other things. If you can execute really well on that one thing, later when you bring out other items, they'll be like, oh, well, they made really good lipstick. They're going to create other really great things.
That's
And
really good.
and that was like what I encouraged her. I said, okay, it can feel really overwhelming and daunting because makeup is 100,000 different things.
Absolutely.
But what is the one thing that you're going to be really good at? Narrow down and execute in that one thing, and then grow your business later, like around, and then introduce other products because you can. But that would be another. That's just a little nugget that I'm sharing from this great opportunity.
And you wonder why people were coming up to you after the panel. You see that? You see that? You see that, guys? Come on, go team.
It was a great time.
It's what you made me think of, Michelle, is once you've built trust in one area and you've dominated the market in that area, anything else that your heart wants to do will be trusted.
Yeah.
Dominate lipstick. Be known for lipstick. And then if you come out with another product, because your lipstick's so good, people are going to make the assumption, oh, well, this one must be great as well.
Yeah.
Because you were a pro at that lane.
That's right.
So master your lane and master your target customer. If you would rather be a meaningful specific than a general mediocre person. There's a cooler way to say that. I heard this quote from someone. But either way, the point is, if you're meaningful specific, then people will be drawn to you like a magnet. But if you're general, if you're like, oh, everyone's my customer, then no one's your customer.
And if you need direction on how to make that pitch stronger and like those details, I really do think that building a story brand book is incredible.
Yeah,
it literally walks you through and it gives so many examples of businesses that started being really good at one thing and grew their, that one did too. And then the other one that was like 12 months to $1 million business. That was another really good book that literally talks about being really good at one thing and growing that or being trusted in that one thing and then being able to grow your business even beyond. Because people are going to trust you after you execute really well in one thing.
Come on. That's amazing. So are we close to time or?
Yeah. I mean, we're 4 minutes in. I don't know what else we could share with. I guess just we could recap. We could recap our 3 things about, having a good pitch and being able to pitch well at any state in business, whether you are just starting out and you're looking for capital to get your business started. You have to be able to communicate these things really well.
Yes.
Or maybe you're 5 years in and you need to find somebody to help you get your manufacturing costs down. You still need to be able to pitch really well. So your pitch is something you should always be working on,
Practice.
making stronger and figuring out where are your clarity points and including those in your pitch because they're going to change over time.
Absolutely.
You're going to need help in different places.
Yeah.
Until you grow your business to the level of success that you're looking for, you're going to need help.
And a tactic to that is, there's a quote I say often when coaching: practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So take time, look at yourself in the mirror, go to the bathroom, look at your mirror, make sure, get your Windex, clean it off so you can see yourself clearly, okay? And then practice your pitch. Like, how do you want to sound when you give your pitch? What do you want your facial expressions to look like? This is practice. This is business 101 right here. I would say this is like hidden business 101 because people don't talk about this.
Yeah.
But think about actors in the movies that we love. They practice and practice to be able to take a script, internalize it, and then with every emotion in their being, you can feel how they're feeling. Now, this person is not the character that they're playing and displaying, but they practice it so much under the guidance of the directors and their peers to be able to bring this story to life. And that's why we love watching movies to this day. So you are the actor of your business. I think about Deion Sanders. He has this persona, Coach Prime or Prime Time, when he was competing as a pro level defensive end, or not, excuse me, cornerback in the NFL, right? Prime Time was his persona, and that was literally cornerbacks in his day and age. Nobody made crazy money. It was the quarterbacks, and then the role players, running backs, wide receivers. They made the money. He was the first one to literally change the game because you were excited to see him play because he was loud, his fits were on point, and so he crafted this persona that people fell in love with. Now, I listened to an interview with him, and he started to say that there was a point in his story where everyone wanted Prime Time because he gave that personality so well that it changed the whole game, but people didn't know Deion. And so he's trying to give everyone Prime Time all the time when no one knew Deion. And he said that he was in this mansion, and he was in a big house but didn't have a home. He had all these cars, but he didn't have anywhere to go. And that's ultimately when he ended up giving everything up to Jesus because he was suicidal. Anyways, like, his story was powerful and it really captured me. But all this to say is that he crafted a persona. He worked on his gift so that he could communicate who he was and his brand, and it took off. And now he's doing crazy things at Colorado University, or Colorado State, CU, whatever, the Buffaloes, all right, whatever that is. I mean, everybody knows who this college is because of his personality. They haven't sold out season tickets in years until Prime Time came through. So it goes back to look in the mirror and know how you want to sound. Know what you want to look like when delivering your pitch, because success happens when preparation meets opportunity. If you're not preparing, opportunities will come. You'll pray for opportunities, and God will give you opportunities. All right? But it's not his fault if you're not prepared. I'll leave it at that.
All right. I think we should just leave it at that.
Okay. Amen.
I don't have anything else to add.
Okay, let's go. Well, thank you so much for investing your time with us today. We would like to cordially invite you, if you like that word, that's the word of the week. All right, use that for Scrabble. All right, cordially invite you to our Sharks at the Beach Pitch Competition 2024, which will be May 28th, okay? At Emerald City Bible Fellowship.
Yes, so it's a Tuesday. Tuesday, May 28th at 5:30 p.m. We're inviting, this is the first year that we're making it open to the public. So
Yes.
if you have pitched in the past and you want to support our entrepreneurs for this year, please come, give them some word of encouragement
Come on.
and support them.
Come on.
You all know what that day was like for you guys.
Yes.
We would love to share your success since coming through our programs, whether you did Thrive or you did Sharks at the Beach or you've done Principles. We invite you to come on out, or you've been a coach or you're just a community member. Whoever you are, we want you to come and celebrate this huge event, connect with entrepreneurs, connect with community members, connect with UI staff.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a lot of fun in May. The sun's probably going to be out. Like, just get out.
Let's just
put
speak
it
that
on
into
your
existence.
put it
So
on your
come through.
calendar now. Like that you will be here joining us and celebrating these awesome entrepreneurs who will be working on their business for 12 consecutive weeks and
it's gonna be
building
fire.
that pitch for y'all. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. If you're someone who's thinking about starting a business, come and see some incredible pitches, because that's what they always put out.
Bingo.
They put incredible pitches out.
Come on.
So we invite you all to join us, and it's going to be a good time.
All right.
It's really what it is.
Blessings.
All right.
Until next week, you guys make it a great one.
See ya.